this paralysis stage. And when you talk to a farmer who's supposed to think 4 years down the road on what they should be planting now, they don't know what to do. They don't know whether they're going to be around. They don't know whether they're going to be able to afford these tariffs. And of course, now with the war of Iran, we are now going to see a spike in energy costs. And, that's going to hurt utilities, going to hurt gasoline at the pump. And that's going to, if you think about our farmers, our manufacturers, our small businesses, they're all going to be dealing with this. So at a time when we're fighting, the high cost of living and focusing on affordability, there's so many factors outside our control, and we heard it firsthand from these businesses here today. Now, the Supreme Court did call the president's tariffs illegal, unconstitutional, unlawful, and they need to return the money that was collected over this last year to New Yorkers. I have told them I want to see the $13.5 billion that was taken out of the pockets of New Yorkers. And in addition to that, the individual businesses, like those represented here today, certainly should have a recourse to have the money that they paid directly in tariffs refunded to them as well. So a lot of families' financial future has been upended. Businesses are facing a new era of uncertainty, and it's making it hard to just go about your everyday lives and your business like we had up until a year ago. And so we're just saying this has to stop. And I want to thank AJ and the Chamber again for convening people who really put their heart on their sleeve. They told their stories. They talked about what their dreams were and how they seem to be crashing down right now because of these policies. And those are the ones we have to keep fighting for. And with respect to the farmers, we are looking for support for my budget edition, which it'll be $30 million in direct relief for farmers. After it's passed in the budget, we'll set up a mechanism for farmers to apply for help to help them get through these costs. And lastly, I'll say this. These tariffs are going to also are phenomenally counterproductive to our efforts to build more. We want to build more housing in every corner of the state. But some of the largest expenses are going to come from the wood you buy for homes. A lot of it comes from Canada, and the increased cost of those is going to suppress the ability for us to build with the ambition that we had intended to. So the ripple effect is extraordinary, from tourism in Niagara Falls to house building to farms to small businesses, and we're just seeing it, really come into full play here in Western New York, which has such a tight relationship with Canada. And it's something we're trying to heal on our own, but until the federal government changes their attitude and their policies toward Canada, I don't see any relief in sight.
All right,
Any questions?
Open it up with on-topic questions on the roundtable and tariffs. First, Matt.
Governor, you mentioned the idea of refunds. How realistic does that seem to you that they could get this money back?
I want the money back. I want that money back. It belongs to the American people, and we'll pursue all means necessary, including going to court. Right now, the Supreme Court has made their decision. They sent the case down to a lower court to determine the damages and the mechanism. But the lawyers for the federal government, I read the words again in their arguments. They said that this should not be a problem because if the Supreme Court determines that these were unlawful, that they should be able to refund the money. So I'm first in line. I want New Yorkers to get the $1,750 back that they were overpaid because of tariffs, but every business should have a claim to that money as well if they paid more in tariffs.
What about with Dave? Some companies, Governor, that Costco notably said they didn't pass the cost to consumers. They kept their prices the same. Other companies have been very public in saying, yeah, we had to pass the cost to consumers. So I'm just going to follow it. I mean, how is it even applicable? Number two, isn't that what the Trump administration proposes, giving people the money anyway? And three, I don't see these numbers sourced, so I'm wondering where he got those.
Dave will touch base.
Who give those?
That's a question to the governor. Do you know where those numbers
We'll get that information. I don't have the source on here. But with respect to the impact, there's no denying that people in the state have paid more. And I, as their governor, are saying to the federal government, who now unlawfully, according to the Supreme Court, many of whom members were selected by this administration, so they must be objective, they have determined that this money was collected unlawfully. I'm still waiting to see the federal government turn it back. If the federal government is going to start releasing checks, I don't care whose name is on it. Donald Trump, write the check for $1,750 to every New York family, and we'll call it even. But stop these tariffs. We don't see any end in sight, Dave. So if you think that the worst has happened now, what I heard was people sitting on the sidelines now, but how much longer can they pay these costs without passing them on to consumers? That can't go on indefinitely. So hopefully that Donald Trump will not do what he said he's going to do, which is try to find an end run around this decision and continue to impose tariffs. So this is going to keep bleeding the economy and our families and our businesses, and it has to stop.
Anybody else on?
Governor,
Right.
you talk with these businesses today,